This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. It seems so simple, but it can make such a difference in your business and in your life. And sometimes it's hard to even ask for this. But again, it's something so simple and takes a few seconds. The power of the review. One review could be worth, depending on your business, thousands of dollars. Either way, coming in or going out. And we're going to talk about that today. Interesting topic with our professional of the year. She's an author, a storyteller, has written so many wonderful books that get great reviews. And these are books in all different areas. She's also got this affinity for history, which I find very fascinating. She's got like a photographic memory. Carolyn Marshall Stearns, back on the program. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Bearing with the crazy cold weather.
Oh, and you're down on the farm, if you will, up there in Connecticut. I think tonight, and I'm across the Long Island Sound in New York. I'm thinking tonight, I'm hearing below zero here with the wind chill. Like, I'm not just making that up.
Wind chill of minus 15 in our area.
Yeah.
It was minus 12 when I was out doing horses earlier.
I was out walking my dog, and I've gotten into this habit, Carolyn, of now with this cold, I bring treats in my pocket and I look at him, I'm like, potty for a treat, because I want him to get it going because it's freezing out. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine being outside with horses and having that responsibility. And now you have another responsibility. You have a baby in your arms.
Yeah. We're going to try to keep her happy while we get this done.
So adorable. Oof. So where do you want to start on reviews today?
So, algorithms run the world these days between social medias and all the powers that be, including those that shop Amazon. And they are always asking you to review a product you purchase. But most people don't understand that power in that review. Even if you just say, I love it or I hate it, they count. Because it's a computer algorithm, it's numbers of reviews. And the tipping point, I've been told, on books in Amazon in particular, is 100 reviews. Getting 100 reviews is almost impossible unless you buy them or you're one of the big 10 who come out of a publishing house with a review team working on that. So the day they launch, they already have that. And so when you're shopping, they'll suggest others who've chosen that might also enjoy looking at this.
Sure.
And I know that my books will never be on that little banner on the bottom till they get 100 reviews or more.
And
So,
back to your algorithms, it is very true. And they can even spot what seems like a not genuine review.
they can.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's verified reviews, which means they can see the purchase point of that book. So that doesn't count the people who meet me somewhere at a book signing and take one. But those reviews are up there until they take them down, that they may say that's not verified. Well, they forget we sell books personally too. And we have book signings and bookstore and library events where people pick up the book.
Sure.
So I tell, everybody, please just go on, click the stars, whatever you deem is your opinion, and say a couple of words. Let them know you're real. If you don't feel comfortable with your whole name there, an initial works or, C. Stearns, whatever. If you're not comfortable sharing it all, or just CS would be suffice, because they can see it's a different IEP address.
Sure. So I wonder, in the world of reviews, when it comes to Google, and you leave a review, you can respond to it as the person getting the review, which is very important, especially with the algorithms, to reply back. Thank you very much for your review. I'm glad you enjoyed your experience, or whatever it is. Can you also respond to it within Amazon? I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Okay. I don't think so either. I was just kind of curious if maybe I was missing something there.
Yeah. There's other platforms to review your books on, and some people, use their social media, or or they're in a reading group, sponsored by the library, and they may post about it in any of the other social media accounts. But to get the shoppers aware of books for all authors, whether you're top 10 or not, we want new readers. There's always a new reader coming along. So we're hoping that people understand that those few words of theirs weigh extra strong for the people. If you love a book, do that author a favor, keep them working, keep them reviewed.
Mm. And you know what? What comes up for me in talking about this, keep them working, certainly, but also keep them motivated. Yeah, I have a small business. When somebody leaves me a review, and sometimes it's even uncomfortable to ask somebody, but you know what? People want to help you out. When you see those words and it's in front of you and it goes into detail, I'm reading some of your reviews right now about one of your books. It's got to feel good, right?
It's huge,
Right?
because especially a first book, a new author. Oh my goodness, putting your whole heart and mind out there for judging. And we all know, oh, I don't want to judge, but we do. We all judge, and we judge the book by its cover, and then we judge what's
Mm,
inside it.
sure.
And if you love it or whatever, please say something to that author and encourage them, because that's really risky to put your heart on the line.
Mm. You bought the book for a reason. So why not follow up? And by the way, you can also click on Amazon reviews, whether it was helpful or not. Sometimes
Mhm.
they also have a thumbs up, thumbs down. So if you read it, maybe it inspired you. You were thinking about buying the book. You're not totally sure. Is this a good fit for me? You read the review, click that too, because that also kind of
Right. They
primes
count
the algorithms,
everything.
counts
They
everything.
literally count everything. It's all about the counting.
Mm.
So, and that goes the same if you are talking books with a friend, or you're asking your librarian. They're giving you a personal review at the counter. If you take a book up to check out and they say, "Oh, I read that, I love it," you go home with an instilled sense of, I got to get right into it. So it motivates us as readers as well to have someone's opinion on the book.
How does that work in a library situation? Let's say you've read a book. It's really good. It made a mark on you, and you go to your local library, and I go through spurts. So it might go for like a year of not going to a library, and then I'll just thinking about pass by and walk in. I'm like, where you been? Why did I wait so long? It's like just a wonderful new experience of even just the community aspect of it is so wonderful.
Right.
Can you make that suggestion to the librarian and say, hey, just want to share, this book was great. Does it carry weight?
I think it does, because they're the ones that are purchasing books, going in and saying, I love this. Do we have anything else by this author? Can we borrow from another library, the interlibrary loan situation? And especially if they've
Oh,
borrowed that book for you to read, that you're inspired to read more of their content might inspire them to put it on the shelves. Shelf space, like in a store, is really tightly monitored at a library to keep a current collection,
hmm.
but also enough of the old stuff. But if they're not getting checked out, that's like the review. No checkout, it goes.
Oh, I never realized that. Wow.
Yeah. They
Hmm.
have to maintain, they have room for X number of books in any given library. And they got to keep buying books, so something has to make way for it. I actually bring that point up because a good part of Mystic Girl, that book is written from within the library in Mystic, Connecticut, as one of the settings, and talks about that library culling of books making way. And sometimes they're just damaged or they're outdated material. Information in them has changed. Country boundaries, countries reforming or breaking away independent. So
Hmm.
that puts that geography book out of, you know, current need and
Sure.
use. But yeah, it is a review process in a different form, and it's affecting the readers.
So I love this very short review of you of your book, and I want to go back here. I know the book because we've talked about it, but I want to make sure I read the title correctly. This is 13 Spooky Stories from Mysterious Connecticut. And there's a lot of great reviews here. And they go into detail, the people that left the reviews. But this one, so this is how so simple it can be. And this is what they write. When it comes to making memory visible, Carolyn Stearns is an outstanding practitioner in the craft of writing, period. Just that one sentence. That one sentence. It says it all. It looks like you have a grandkid there?
Yeah, I've got several.
Bring him on in.
I would never do that without mama permission, but
Oh, yeah, well, I
it's
understand.
because of
Yeah.
the freezing weather that I'm watching them while they deal with all that frozen stuff on the farm.
Oh, I totally get it. You know what? Don't even worry. This is real. That's it. And you are real. That's the wonderful
This
part.
is me, a writer, rocking babies while I work and doing what I can to help the family. And
tending to the horses, making
Yeah.
ice cream for sale, and
I
all of
was
the
out
above.
there at 6:30 this morning to feed and water, and said, "You guys are just staying in for the day. Tomorrow looks a little better, where there won't be the wind chill, and it's supposed to hit 20. So I'll put them all out, but some of them have 2 and 3 blankets on to keep them warm enough."
You know, we take that for granted. I know we pivoted. Have you ever thought about writing a book about horses?
Mystic Girl has a lot about horses in it.
Which one?
Mystic Girl. She rides Morgan horses at her mom's friend's farm. We have Morgans. Okay, go sit and rock your baby, okay? So they that book has a lot of horse experience, barn time.
That's right. I remember.
Winter storm. It's very much this week's weather in that story.
This this is one of the first books we talked about because now it's coming back
Yes.
to me, and now I looked at the cover where there's a girl facing the. You can't see her face, but she's on a horse and she's just riding down a snowy trail. Oh my gosh, this is today.
Yeah. It could have been on this street just days ago because it was we got a lot of snow here and maybe more coming.
Mystic Girl. So I wonder, is that a connection to Mystic, Connecticut, or
It
just
is.
It
It
is.
is. That's the setting. And it's a double play on the word mystic because of that. It has a strand of Norse mythology twisted through the modern day story.
I
My
find you
storytelling writing.
I
joined
find you
together.
fascinating. I really do. You are enchanting when I look at,
you.
all aspects of your life where you're here we are talking about algorithms and contemporary things,
2 minutes.
but your life is like it was for people 150 years ago.
And in many respects.
Amazing.
They're not live streaming at night, though.
Well, okay. But that's,
Maybe
again,
they were at the fireside streaming there.
again, we are talking about algorithms and reviews today. So modern day, but, 3 hours, you were tending to the horses, if you will, like it was 150 years ago.
One of the comments that I've gotten in a review was how realistic my farm scenes are. And I'm like, yeah, write what you know. And, I can give you the feeling of what it's like to be out there doing chores in any given weather. And I've been doing farm chores since I was 5 years old. So
Wow.
I have a lot of experience.
How long has the farm been in your lineage?
So it's my husband's side of the family that owns the big dairy. And it started when they bought this current farm in 1772. And, I pretty much carry the title of family historian that plenty of people know bits and pieces. I tend to have a bigger overview. I've done the exhibit for the farm's 250th at our historical society, done the ancestry.
Mm.
We have a lot of competition, and she will one day have either your job or mine.
Just amazing. Like I envy you in a lot of ways. I really do. Like I have this affinity for things of the past. So I look at that, and I'm not saying it's easy, with 4 degrees outside, tending to the horses, but there's something there that's magical. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's the roots of all humanity, is the tending of stock and the nurturing of the earth to create food. It is at the base root of humanity, is to survive through creating food and relationships with animals.
It hit me a few years ago that the earth is everything. It's everything. We're beating on it with pesticides. We're building on it. We're taking it away from animals. But when you get right down to it, we come from the earth. The earth is really everything.
Yep. And I'm so happy when I see stewardship of lands and waterways, people that are out cleaning up the litter, taking the islands of plastic out of the oceans that are hurting our wildlife in the seas and the fish we eat as well. Getting those microplastics out of our environment is so important to our survival. Plastic is a double-edged sword. It's a curse and a blessing in the same time.
And we don't even realize it, or we turn our cheek to it. There's some things I hear that we ingest in a week, the amount of plastic that's in a credit card, just from, picking up a cup of coffee, takeout food in a tray, whatever it might be. That's in our bodies wreaking havoc, but you don't see it. Out of sight, out of mind. Whatever, tasted great. But that's what we're up against here. It wasn't like that, 100 years ago. What's, in your opinion, what's so magical about horses?
They have a huge electronic field. They are very healing. I did a post about it yesterday, about Mystic Girl, that they've always had the power to heal. A lot of returning veterans work with horses.
Yeah.
And they find peace working with them. And they know there are challenges there. And the physical nature of the horse, its response is fight or flight. But when they accept you and take you in, you feel it. There's just so much power in that they wrap their head and neck around you, that they lower their head to breathe you in. I ran into a horse that I had bred and birthed, and I hadn't seen it in 20 years. And I whistled the whistle I used to call her in from the fields with, and she was out in the middle of a ring. She just got off the trailer at a horse show, and her head popped up, and she pretty much dragged her owner to the rail and then sunk her head on me. And he goes, "Who are you?" Because this horse doesn't do that for people. And I said, "Well, but I'm the one that brought her into the world, so she remembers."
Wow.
They're powerful.
I don't know if I shared with you, but it was over the summer that I met a horse. I was on vacation. I was in the middle of nowhere on an island. It was in a field. It was tied up. Horrible, blazing sun. Apparently, it was part of a tour. They didn't need that horse. It was there. I see it every day. And I would go over to it and haul buckets of water. I would bring it food. I'd bring it lettuce. I had a banana, whatever, I could feed it that it would eat. One day I went there, and its rope was wrapped around some rebarb where they were going to build something years ago and never did in this field. It couldn't even move its head. It was stuck. And I had flip-flops on, and I started trying to free it. I had fire ants crawling up my leg. And I was like, "I'm getting you out of here. I don't care what it takes." And eventually I did. Actually, somebody walked by. I didn't even speak their language, but I explained, and they helped me untangle and free it. But the connection, looking in this horse's eyes, I'll never forget it.
Yep.
they are so intuitive. They got you figured out before you even get close to them.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, they know if you're a threat or an assistant. And sometimes they will still act because they've been burned before, they've
Yeah.
been hurt.
Yep.
Their limits of trust have been tested. But when they then give it a minute and you'll see their breathing relax and you'll see their body relax and they'll say, oh, you are not one of those that come with an angry voice and a swinging arm. You are one of those that's soft. And you just have to open yourself to them, and they are so receptive.
Just amazing. And even at one point, I just touched the horse's back, just pet for a second, and it turned to me and it gave me the just a sign like, no, that doesn't work for me right now. I guess it hadn't figured me out yet. So it was like, and I'm like, no problem, I got you.
They have an incredible amount of body language. When you're with horses for an extended period, you start to learn that pinned ears is a really angry look, and the flickering ears is not made up my mind yet, and the softness of the face and the eye, or the white that's fear.
It truly is amazing, and I always kind of thought it, heard it, but I never really realize it until that moment. And we look at these animals through history. It's a work animal. It's like a car. It's a work animal. No, it's way, way, way more than that. And you figured that out decades ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we, just to swing back around.
Sure.
We give through our impression of animals a review of them, and some people give negative. Oh, dogs are mean. That breed of dogs is mean.
Yes.
That breed of horses is crazy. That breed can't do that. And it's don't judge them. Get to know them and figure out where they are.
100,000%. And for those people that say that cats are nasty and they have attitude, and you know what? I feel bad for you. You have no idea. I walk into I walk in every single day. My cat Rocco jumps up on the counter and he puts his paws out like this and says, give me a hug. He's looking at me. He's going like this. And I go over there. He literally hugs me and nuzzles me and kisses my face. He just wants love. And it's like a dog. It's not a nasty, finicky cat. And my other cat's kind of the same exact way. Warm, friendly, loving.
They reflect what we give them.
I guess, I don't know. And some people say that I have a knack for finding, animals. Maybe it's the energy I put out there and then it comes back. It's like, oh, you're the one, you're coming home with me. But
I get it all the time. Animals approach me. And part of it, I know, as much as like my dress shoes and my, I try not to take them in the barn, but one trip and the animals can sense it. And somebody will be walking their dog by me and that dog will drag them over to say hello to me. And she goes, our dog doesn't usually greet strangers. I said, I'm not a stranger. I have the scent of animals on me, dogs and horses, and they know.
I don't think it's just that. I think it's your energy that you put out that they pick up on. Just like you said with the horse, with the ears. I'm not sure. They're sure because they're connected to you, because you're connected to them. You get them. You get animals because you've been around them. But I believe there's a reason you've been around them since you were, a little girl.
Yep. And people keep giving me things.
Wow.
My first two ponies were gifts. One came off a Belmont racetrack.
Wow.
Little black and white Shetland. Then I got a black and white, which was odd. They looked exactly the same with spots in the opposite spots. Was given to me by a physician's wife, and they had one too many in their barn. So it's just amazing that they come to me. People see that and say, oh, can my animal retire there? Can you take care of this? And
how do you say no?
It's hard. Financially, you have to think about it these days.
Right. Yeah.
We are lucky. We have a place where we have taken in many things, and I still take care of a colony of feral cats, and you just do what you can do for God's creatures.
Carolyn Stearns, Storyteller.com, Stearns. Wonderful books, so much great insight. You're also available at the other part of you when you're not, in the stable. You're telling stories. You're an amazing storyteller with this affinity for history and a photographic memory. I don't know how you do it.
The America 250. I got a couple of those booked already, so I'll be traveling around doing America 250 this year. That's really important that we honor all the stories.
You know what?
150 years.
I'm getting involved in that too here on Long Island. I'm going to make that suggestion for you. I'm working with different counties, just volunteering, getting the word out there if I can on the media side of things. And you're a ferry right across the pond there. So
yeah,
it'd be great. Thank you so much for being here today. And
thank you.
Your little one, what's your little one's name over there?
I don't think Mom would want to share it. So.
All right. Well, I shall call you Abigail. Thank you, Carolyn. Stay warm, and then we'll talk soon, okay?
Yep. Bye.
Appreciate it.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.